Welcome to Deep Thought. Try to see the real. And when I say the real, I do mean the real. Try to see the real on what's going on out here. Try to see the real in all the situations. Because you have two things out here. You know? Well, no, let me put it another way. You know, they say the truth has three sides. My side, your side, and the truth. Because a lot of times we don't see what's right in front of us. Because we have a bias. We want to see certain things, but not what's actually there. Since I talk about relationships, it's like a man seeing a woman and she shows just a little bit of interest. You know, she might show a polite interest. And because he's biased and not seeing what's really there, he's seeing, oh, she cracked a smile. She's interested. She's actually polite. She's interested. And of course, someone else seeing the same situation, it would be like, you know what? She's being polite, but she's trying to get away from me. And, you know, and the real truth is, she's just courteous like that anyway. Not necessarily she's just being courteous in that moment. Not trying to get away, but not interested either. You know, that's the real. See, the real is what's really happening. And it's tough. It's tough because, first of all, we live in a world where most of us have some type of mask on. Most of us. Now, I'm going to say us. I ain't going to say, look, I work on my mask every day, but there's still, and people have said it, sometimes they couldn't really read me. So that says, okay, there's a mask still up. So it's a tough thing. So it's like, okay, understand it. I mean, and everybody got there. There's no shame in it because from the moment we are born, we have someone, some force, the theys, who try to put a mask on us. They're trying to get us to behave a certain way, you know, follow a certain religion, behave a certain way, act a certain way. And that's a constant thing to the point we could actually lose ourselves. So that creates an illusion because then when people start interacting, they interacting more from a place of illusion and not real. People being friendly to somebody who, quite frankly, they don't even want to be in their presence. You know, but because of the situation, they have to put up with them. You know, they have to play. It's a lot of that. And it's constant. It's constant. And, you know, for the sake of society, you kind of need some of it. But here's the thing. You still want to focus on seeing the real. You want to open your third eye, which is your consciousness, to what's really going on. You want to try to see through stuff. Now, the best way to see through stuff is to be as unbiased as possible and actually see what's actually there and not what you want to see. Let me say that again. You got to see what's actually there, not what you want to see, but what they actually doing. You know, because sometimes we get some friends, we'll have some friends or something, they acting trifling. They doing some foul stuff, but we'll tell ourselves they doing something different. You know? Like I remember one time, I better not share that one. Let me think of another one. Oh, okay. Like there was a woman, she was dealing with this guy, right? She was dealing with this guy. This guy having sex with him. He didn't like to wear condoms. That's what she told me. She had preferred he would wear condoms, but I forgot what happened, but they were having sex without condoms. She was slightly uncomfortable. But instead of seeing the reality was that, you know, dude just wanted to have sex without condoms for whatever reason. I ain't even going to call him trifling. But for whatever reason, she, instead of seeing like, okay, this dude just prefers sex without condoms. That's the real. She started putting in a bunch of stuff as to why and like justifications. Well, at least he always showers after he has sex. I'm like, okay, but, you know, fact of the matter is you really prefer to wear a condom, you know, because the only reality there was he don't like wearing condoms. Don't try to justify it. And see, when people see stuff like that, they will justify it or They will act like they saw something else. They'll play tricks on themselves to the point everything becomes an illusion, you know? But that's not good. That's not good. Or, you especially want to get an idea about someone's intentions toward you. Let me use a relationship angle again. People with that definite, you want to think someone likes you, but their actions don't show it. But then somebody who wants to see the illusion will tell themselves, oh, that's the case. Even though if they were thinking clearer, if they kept their heart stable, kept their emotions in check, they'll see this person is trifling as heck. And that's with everything, how people respond, what's going on. Like when you see the news and they trying to tell you something, what do you actually see? You see something different. In fact, it just popped in my head about kids. One thing with children, they actually see the real and will say it, but then they get taught not to say anything. Or they get taught that it's something else, even though they seeing right what it is. You want to see the real of a situation. What's really happening? What's going on here? What's going on? No justification. What's happening? Part of the thing is don't think anything. Just stand there and just look at it. You say, what exactly do you see? How are they behaving? Don't try to think, well, they behaving because of this. Only thing you know is they behaving in a foul way or a good way right there in front of you. Don't try to think of why they doing it. See, sometimes people see stuff and then they try to justify it or say, well, maybe they're doing it because of this or something. It's like, you don't know why. All you know is what they're doing right in front of you. That's what you got to pay attention to. And that's with everything. You got to try to look through stuff. You got to know, you got to see through the bullshit. And see, part of the reason why a person can lie to you or put on a mask, because a lot of times, sometimes people want to see that mask instead of dealing with the reality of what's going on. And it's very deep. It's very deep. And it's it's be one of those things I'll be talking about more in the future. Just really seeing the real. Now, what I've said in the past is try not to think about what's happened in the past or think about what could happen in the future. Stay in there and see, what do you see now? What's happening right now? That's the powerful thing. So anyway, that's all I have for now. I want y'all to try to see the real, okay? Get back with y'all later. Peace and blessings.